Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here. Today I'm back for episode number 27 of my Tampa Bay Rays Let's Play series here on Out of the Park Baseball 18. So we've got the end of the 2022 season here. We are about halfway through the month, a little less than halfway. And the reason I'm doing one of these end of the year episodes is because best case scenario at this point, we get the second wild card, maybe the first wild card. Honestly, we could make an outside run at that first wild card spot because we've been playing very good baseball lately, so has Kansas City. It's basically a two-team battle for this second wildcard spot. So we have a chance at making the playoffs here. Like I said, we've won 9 in a row. We've been playing very good. Kansas City's also been playing well. You can see they're 6-4 in their last 10. That's been fluctuating between 6-4, 7-3. They've been playing very good baseball as well, but we've pretty much had to do this to even get back in this race. So, like I said, the reason I'm doing this, back to what I was originally going to say actually, is the reason I'm doing this kind of video is because best case we make the wild card, and I never really know what to do with those wild card round videos because it's like if I only do the wild card game in the video, it's going to be kind of a short video. If I play it, and then I guess I could theoretically play the DS after that in the same video, but then I'd be giving away in the video that I won the wildcard round. And same thing if I did the offseason, so it's like my only choice is sort of to make it its own video, but this kind of works out perfectly because either I miss the playoffs or I make them and then I get to play the wildcard game in this. So that's how we're going to do it. Kansas City is the team we're chasing, as I said. Let's take a look at how they've been this year. Tied for 3rd in runs scored, 4th in runs against. They're a very good team. 84 win run differential. They were a 90 win team last year. And they are chasing Minnesota in their division. They have Seth Beer. I remember we played Kansas City. I think we played them in the playoffs last year, actually. But they have Seth Beer, who's probably the best hitter in the league. Maybe one of the best. I would have to look at the rest of the league, obviously, but he definitely has a case for the best. Former #1 pick. So let's take a look at how we've done. Pitching has still been pretty good, as it has been all year. And the offense has gotten it going a little bit, but still definitely relying on the pitching a lot. And our run differential is not great. So Yoenis Cespedes had this sort of weird injury. It's only a day-to-day injury, but he has a torn meniscus and he has a sore elbow. So I really should put him on the DL, but I kind of have to play him. I mean, he hasn't, and he's actually been playing well since he's gotten the injury. He's got 5 hits in his last 3 games. So we'll just have to monitor how he's doing. And then Kiermaier is day-to-day, as he always is, because why would he not be hurt? And then we got some other minor injuries. Nick Birdie coming back soon, perhaps. I forgot he got hurt early on in the year. You guys have probably been wondering where he was, but he tore his labrum early in the season. Coming back in 3 weeks, potentially, so maybe he gets back for the playoffs if we make it. But all right, let's take a look at that. We're going to keep an eye on the standings the rest of the way. So we've won 9 in a row, as I said, and that's kind of... I wasn't even going to make a video because I honestly didn't think we were going to make a push for the wild card, just because even before this streak we'd been playing fine towards the month of August, but Kansas City, like I knew Kansas City, either Kansas City was going to have to kind of collapse or we were going to have to go on some sort of run for us to close that gap, and the latter happened. So now we've gotten the gap to the point where we've got some late season drama here with Tampa Bay, and that, you know, it's been that way for a couple of years now. It seems like we're the only year we were really comfortable getting in the playoffs, like pretty much from mid-season, was the year we lost in the division series to Houston when we won 104 games. So every time there's been drama, it's kind of worked out for us. We've always sort of, I don't know, we've thrived in that sort of chaos towards the end of the season, and we're doing it once again now. We've won 12 in a row, as Kansas City has lost 2 of 3, I believe. And we've actually tied them now for that second wild card. And we're only a game and a half behind Austin for the first wild card. So we could look at potentially getting home field in that game if we continue to play this well. But obviously, you know, main thing is just getting one of those wild card spots. I'm not entirely concerned about home field. I mean, home field in baseball does make a difference, but it's not, you know, obviously the priority is making the playoffs. But look at this. I mean, we've won 14 games in a row now. This is starting to get serious, and we're 6.5 back of the Yankees, 7 in the loss column. I don't think that's going to happen, but we've got 6 games against the Yankees left. I mean, it's not impossible. The math is very unlikely. I mean, their magic number is only 6, and they have still 12 games left, I think. So it is it's going to be very tough to make a run at the division at this point. But the way we're playing, I mean, and I don't want to jinx it, but the way we are playing, anything is looking possible right now. This game is taking a while to simulate, and yet the streak finally ends. I knew pretty much right as I got excited about it, it was going to jinx, but you know, that's just the way it goes. So right now, Austin is actually on the outside looking in, I think. Wait, let's actually just look at the wildcard standings. So this is getting very crazy now. It's a 3-team race for these 2 spots, and we are on the outside looking in by percentage points, I guess. Behind Austin. Really, it's because of the loss column. That's why they said the loss column is more important, but I still don't really get that. I think the math, I think it's just because when you have teams that are above 500, losses occur less frequently than wins, so it's harder to, I guess, make it up in the loss column, so to say. That's the only thing I can think of that logically makes sense for me. If you were dealing with below 500 teams, I think it would be the opposite then. But you never actually hear it talked about that way. So I don't think that's the logic that is actually used when people sort of put emphasis on the difference in the loss column over the win column. But the way I look at it is I think it's because when you have teams that are, 56, or I should say 5.6%, better than the league average, they're going to lose less frequently than they win. So I don't know if that would be 5.6% better, but a 556 team, then, they're going to lose they're going to lose less frequently than they win. So I guess the difference in that category is more important because ultimately you're going to play the same number of games. But anyway, tangent over. So we've got the series against the Yankees. We are currently in that wild card spot right now. 6 back of New York with 6 back to play. With 6 games left against them, I should say. God, I can't talk sometimes. But anyway, so big series here. I mean, at minimum, we have to take 2 of 3. Probably really should be looking at a sweep, but we've already lost the first 2 games, and we just have not played New York well at all this season. So they're not going to, well, they have an outside chance at the best record, but it looks like Minnesota's going to get the best record. Man, that's tough. We lose 3 in a row. Crap. So we're probably not going to have to play New York in a playoff series in the division series. You might see them in the championship series if we were to make it that far. But right now we are concerned with the wild card because Kansas City's won 2 in a row. We've lost 3 in a row. Luckily, Austin is completely collapsing, and I highlighted them before as a team that I thought was going to kind of collapse in the second half. Thought their offense was going to regress, and it looks like that's starting to hit them at the worst time possible. They've only won 2 of their last 10 games, and we continue to lose, but so do they. We had made up 4 games in our last 10, now it's 3. Finally, we win again. Seager gets a little banged up, but that's big stuff. Of course, finally, Austin wins as well. So now it looks like Kansas City pretty much, they haven't locked it up, but they're looking in very good shape. And it's down to Tampa and Austin and win. Okay, this is not good. So we've got New York, this team that we never play well against. And we are a game behind Austin heading into this final series. I might have to play a couple of these games, but I swear it never works out when I play the games in the regular season. I'm very superstitious like that. I know it's irrational, but all right, we beat New York. Beat them in the first game. I'm praying that Austin lost, and they did not. They've won 3 in a row now. Of course, they're picking it back up. Kansas City clinches a playoff spot. Who do we have pitching? We've got DeLeon, and this is our worst starter now going in our biggest game of the year to this point. Of course, tomorrow will likely, well, I can't even say likely. If we lose and Austin wins, they clinch. So their magic number's 2. All right, we are just going to have to get lucky, I guess. Oh, wow, we win in extra innings. Jim Fisher gets hurt. How did Austin do? Austin won again. So we're still a game back. They won their last 4 games. Of course they got hot right at the end of the year after they were slumping for so long. Who are they even? They're playing Baltimore. Baltimore is in their 4th place, I think. 5th place. They're 70-win team so far. So we have to win this last game. This was a walk-off victory. Keep our season alive. Jim Fisher got hurt. So we have to win this game to stay alive, so I guess I'm going to play it then. At least, even if we don't make the playoffs, there will be a little bit of drama. So I'll play this game. We do have Chris Sale on the mound, and we can't save him for the wildcard game or game 163, unfortunately. We just have to let him go now. I mean, we do not have a choice. So, all right, Chris Sale on the mound trying to keep our season alive. And for all I know, I guess this probably wouldn't happen. They usually have all the games played at the same time at like 3:30 on the final day of the regular season. So I guess we wouldn't know if we were eliminated or not by this point. But it literally all depends on what. Oh my God, no, we're gonna miss the playoffs unless we get a serious comeback. All right, we'll leave Sale in because he had been pitching fine. Oh my God, yeah, we're gonna miss the playoffs. That really stinks. I really thought we were, when we had won 9 in a row, and when I was like, all right, I'm gonna record a video, I was like, yeah, we're gonna make the playoffs. Like, I was feeling pretty confident, and now it's just, it stinks because we are probably not gonna make it. Jim Fisher, I guess I'll pitch him even though he's hurt. He's been really good since we got him, a lot better than he was for Miami. I wonder what his ERA has been with us. Can I see it from? Yeah, it's been 2.13, and he had been like a 6 ERA guy with Miami. So that's another, like I talked about that before, and yeah, we lost. But sometimes just change of scenery is all it really takes for guys. But all right, we lose. We don't make the playoffs. That really stinks. But still, those trades that we made at the deadline, I mean, the only trade that's not going to help us at all next year, or has the chance to not help us at all next year, is the, well, I guess the Raisel Iglesias one, actually, now that I think about it, that one, because he's a free agent, and the way he pitched, I'm probably not going to re-sign him unless it's for really short money. But the Yoenis Cespedes Kyle Seager one, I guess we'll have Seager for next year, but wow, he was so terrible for us. I didn't realize he had gotten that cold. So we're probably just going to get rid of him, quite frankly. We don't have too much financial obligation on him. Urias was not good for us. So none of those trades really working out. We got hot for other reasons, I think. The offense got a little bit better. Cespedes was okay. Rodriguez, I don't know. I guess maybe the offense didn't get better. Ramirez, we got Ramirez healthy again, which was nice. And I guess Urias still was, that was an upgrade. What little production he did was probably an upgrade over Andy Ibanez, and Rizzo didn't really hit at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Our offense was really bad, and we might have to make like a major shakeup because this rotation was so good, and we kind of wasted a really good season. They had the best ERA in the American League, and we still couldn't make the playoffs. Honestly, that's really disappointing now that I see that, but at least we're going to be able to keep all these guys. Sale has one more year, though. It's just man, that's just such a waste. It's really too bad. We wasted like a really, really good year out of all. I mean, we got good years, really good years out of Honeywell and Snell, and Sale was pretty much typical Chris Sale. Again, leading the American League in pitcher WAR for, what, the 4th straight season? And now he's only signed for one more year, so he's going to get a big extension. Probably, or we're gonna have to let him walk or something. I don't know. Final year. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna trade him, but in a guy with the final year of his deal, you think he might not resign. You always sort of have to consider that. But yeah, it just really stinks. I mean, we really wasted a good year out of our rotation. Even Faedo had a good year by the end of it. He's almost 4 wins, so that really, really stinks. I am very, very disappointed, but that is the way it goes. So, you know, it was a down year for us for the most part, I mean, and we've kind of been up and down. I mean, I guess we were actually really good 2 years ago. We just didn't work out for us in the playoffs, but, you know, we still have the same group. I still feel pretty good about where the team is. I think we've got probably 1 or 2 more years with this core before we'd really have to think about rebuilding. And that, you know, our core is really the rotation. I mean, I think we're going to bring it back for at least 1 more year with the same, you know, big 4 guys, and then after that it's going to be, who knows what happens with Sale. Honeywell will be a year from, I guess I'll still be a couple years from free agency, and so will Snell, but the Sale thing is the big part. But I'm not really looking to blow up the rotation or anything, and I think we did improve the bullpen to the point where we're going to be okay heading into next year no matter what. But kind of just unfortunate on my part. I mean, I really screwed up not spending as much as I could in the offseason, and I just sort of I mean, I don't really know what way to say it. I mean, I just sort of screwed up, not really making the right kind of moves. So anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.